Welcome to another whiskey review. I'm Michael with Eat Whiskey. Today we're going to have Bruichladdich Local Barley. I'm really excited about this. I know I haven't had many videos. I've talked a little bit about it, but I am very much about terroir and whiskey. The growing of the barley, the weather systems, the seasons, all of it. Every little bit, every little thing that a distiller or a whiskey maker decides to do will have effect on the whiskey. So I'm really excited that distilleries like Bruichladdich are really going out there and making sure they pay attention to where they're getting their barley from, what's happening with it during the grow seasons, and what impact it has in their whiskey. So this is their local barley. It's all barley from the island of Islay. It's 6 different farms. They list the farms right there on the bottle so you know exactly where the barley's coming from. They also list the year, because the vintage will start becoming more important the more we pay attention to the barley terroir. This was not just distilled in 2011, but the barley was grown in 2011. So that weather system, whatever it went through that year, will take part in what this whiskey tastes like compared to the 2012 local barley from the same 6 farms. So it's going to be exciting to really get a flight of these and try them side by side, both different vintages of the local barley and different bottles from the Barley Provenance series, which will show you kind of how barley from different parts of Scotland or the world will taste. So again, all very exciting exploration in the whiskey world to really find out to the smallest of details what imparts flavor on the liquid we're going to drink. So I'm really excited. I'm going to jump right in. Nice light smell, nothing burning, nothing harsh at all. Very smooth. I get like a slight warm bread, like not fresh baked bread, but when you tear open the roll, that like fresh inside soft bread smell. You get the barley, you get the malt, it comes through. This is unpeated for Islay. You know, that's not common, but it does happen. And I believe it's to let the barley really shine through. Peat, I love it, you know that. It will cover a lot. It will change a lot. So I'm glad that they went unpeated with this, because it really gives you a chance to sample that exact barley. Get some small baking spices, some cookie dough. Really got to get your nose deep in there. It's so smooth. Some like molasses, brown sugar, some caramel. Really, really beautiful. Really intricate. As a smell, you know, for a light smell, I'm still getting a lot. So much complexity to the nose with very little coming off. The aroma does not lift off the whiskey very fast. I'm going to agitate it a little, see how that goes. God, I love that earthy punch that you get from Islay. And again, this is unpeated, so I'm really curious more to get into this. I'm gonna find more of the Islay barley vintages, and I'll do a flight of tasting with that, and we can really go through them. I'm also gonna get the different barley provenances, so I'll try to find the other 2011 bottles that they did that weren't local barley on Islay. And again, all these will be really interesting to taste side by side. You'll get so much more of an idea of what the barley is bringing. Not just the barley, but what the decisions the farmer of the barley is bringing to the whiskey. The location of the farm that the barley is being grown, the weather system, the weather that happened that season, the weather of 2011 when this was grown and when this was distilled. It's just really exciting stuff to start to explore. It's a whole new world of whiskey that will make the whiskey world so much bigger than it was before. And that's exciting. I've said it before, I like more. I want more information. I want to learn everything I can about this beautiful liquid. And thank you, Bruichladdich. Thank you for making it more possible. And there's other distilleries out there too, and I'm gonna research them. I'm gonna really do my part in finding who is bringing the terroir and the different barley farms to light. Because this doesn't just help us in the whiskey world. This doesn't just bring us better whiskey, which ultimately, could we ask for more than just being brought better whiskey? No, but it still does. It supports the farmers so much more. It supports the farmers that are doing it right so much more. And we need as much as we can get of that in this world. We really need to pay attention to the smallest detail, what's going into our food, what's going into our drink. And I'm really happy that it's found its way to whiskey, it's found its way to distillation. And like I said, I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna dig into it. I wanna find out as much as I can. I wanna bring the info to you guys, let you know who's trying it out, who's trying what I think of it. And again, I invite you to seek it out yourself and build your own opinions. You know, my opinions are mine, and I've said before, super subjective. Always come down to what I've known, where I've grown up, what I've had in my life. So much of that comes into my experience with whiskey that you won't be able to bring. You'll be able to bring your own. A little bit more about the Bruichladdich local barley. The bottle was distilled in 2011, bottled in 2018. It was aged for 6 years in 75% first use bourbon casks and 25% in bourbon casks that have been used 2 or 3 times. Again, this is all to just let that barley flavor come through, let us really figure out what that's bringing. No, non-chill filtered, no color added, beautiful gold color in the bottle for those 6 years, so that was really worth it. Just everything they're doing down there, you can tell every decision at Bruichladdich is being made so the barley can be tasted. So you can really see what that raw material brought to your whiskey. The classic Laddie is also a unpeated one for Islay, and it's also very good. It was one of the first non-peated Islas I've had, and I was a little skeptical, but after trying it, after trying this, Islay brings a lot of flavor regardless of the peat. Obviously the peat can bring a lot more, but Islay brings so much flavor on its own, and Bruichladdich doing some amazing things. This isn't the only experimental direction they've gone. If you've ever tried Octomore, my personal favorite, the most peated whiskey out there, it's another just direction to go. That was to really see what they could do with the peat and see what they could do imparting that flavor onto the barley, and they actually smoked it at much lower temperatures, so like cold smoked the barley, and that allowed it to receive so much more of that peat flavor. So again, just really reaching out there and experimenting to figure out the minute details of how these flavors are made, and then be able to control them and be able to make these small little tweaks in their process, the small tweaks in where they source their raw materials, and know what type of flavor differences they can expect. And that's how you master what you do. And you know, Jim McEwen, he's a master. The distiller that started Bruichladdich back up in the, I want to say, early 2000s. I don't want to give away too much. There's an amazing movie out there called The Water of Life. Just recently came out. Bruichladdich and Jim's story is told in it, so I'm not going to spoil too much. Later on, I'll try like a classic laddie. I'm sure I'll get some Octomore on here, and we can go more into the story of Bruichladdich and Jim McEwen then, when the movie's not so fresh. So go out, watch Water of Life. amazing film. And enjoy a dram with it. So good. So good. Thank you guys for joining me. I love doing these whiskey reviews. I love trying these different whiskeys, giving you guys my opinions. If you're curious about a whiskey and you'd like to see what I think about it, go ahead and let me know in the comments and I'll start making a list and going through them. If you like watching my different reviews, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when my next one comes out. And in the meantime, cheers. Bruichladdich, local Islay